Absolutely. But an interesting thing now from a KR perspective, Joel, is what happens next. Because, they've been on a crest of a wave now for a good year. And that's the first real bit of, well, let's be fair, they've been handed again. I mean, they've been proper handed it there against Wigan. So now it's going to be interesting to see how they respond to that, because it's all well and good when the sun is shining, isn't it?
It is.
That's going to hurt. It's going to be interesting to see how they respond.
Well, this is a very tough week because they've now got to prepare for Wakefield, and I certainly wouldn't want to go against. I'd go against any team but Wakefield right now, because they'll be really hunted down this week, weekend coming, and it's almost like lion that's tasted blood, right? So they get another scalp. Normally, you'd be fearful for anybody who's got KR next.
Be up for it. They'll certainly, like I said, they will end. But I tell you, look, I've got to go there. I've got to see it on our WhatsApp group. KR fans leaving 20 minutes to. I mean, what's that about? What is that about? I mean, this isn't just rugby league, it's all, but I've never understood how fans can go to a showpiece final and leave before the end. And I've got to caveat that by saying it was only made worse by Wigan fans leaving before the end. I go as far as to say that. I would say at least maybe a few thousand Wigan fans left that stage was even lifted, which I just do not get in a million years. No matter what time you leave after 5 minutes, 10 minutes to go, you're not getting away from Wembley fast, no matter what you do. But yeah, like I say, the KR fans, I mean, they left in droves, didn't they? Absolute droves, and you're like, what's all that about?
It's sad to say, and I love all the fans that we have in Super League, but I think that's what happens when you have an air of arrogance about your team and your club. You can win everything you want and be the world champions. That's great, but it's like the old adage: don't give it if you can't take it. And the KR fans are very well known for making it very clear when people start walking out. They make it very clear and known, and they've gone and done it themselves. So
I think it's interesting you say the word arrogance. But what I would say, if KR to a final 4 years ago and won nothing, they probably all stay and clap the team off for a great occasion and well done, lads, for doing this, etc. But all of a sudden we've won 4 trophies. We don't have to do that anymore. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do have to do that. I mean, how disheartening that must be for any sport and any. I mean, I'm not just saying KR here. It happens in all sports. It happens at all teams. But how disheartening for players who have got you to a final to actually go and do a lap of honour to an empty stand.
Yeah.
It's just unacceptable. And don't get me wrong, there were still a few thousand KR fans still there. And I said to you, those guys there, they're the ones that will still be on the terraces when KR, and it will happen, stop winning trophies.
Yeah.
Because, at the end of the day, through thick and thin, you stay and you support your team to the very end. So I would just like to pay tribute to all those KR fans who did stay until the end and did the right and appropriate thing and applauded their team off the pitch. And it'd be interesting to see how much clickbait and how much abuse we get for that. But facts are the facts. The facts are you stay regardless and you clap your team off the field. That's just what you do. They've had a tremendous run in terms of trophy winning. They came to another final. Could have easily, on another day, you never know. I just think that, sportsmen deserve that level of respect that they get clapped off by the fans at the end.
Jodie Cunningham said something in one of her presses, I think it was after. I don't know if it was today or yesterday. She said it, and I thought it resonated with what we were just talking about now. She said, there's effort and then there's ability. But, when you beat, and you can't be, you obviously can be upset about it, you can be annoyed, but you can't blame anyone else but yourselves. No. You're both playing in the same conditions. Okay, last week, whatever happened last week, whether we think it's right or wrong, it goes beyond the point. The fact is, you're both playing in a major game that everyone would give the left arm to playing.
Yeah.
And 100%, we've got to give it to the KR fans that stayed We thought that was a touch of class. That was brilliant.
Absolutely.
And
but we had Dawn. I mean, we had Dawn and Steph and a few Robins fans that were sat with us at Super League Raw. And you've got Dawn at full time. She's just seen the team get battered in the final, and she's dancing and she's smiling and she's enjoying the occasion. That's what it's about.
It is, and it was lovely to see. It was nice, and she was sat in front of a Wigan fan, and at the end,
yeah,
the first thing she did,
turn around and shook her hand.
Turn around, shook her head, well done.
Absolutely.
And that is the pure essence of what rugby league is about.
Correct.
And we just want to see more of that in the game. And you're right, Dave. You're going to get from.
That's what the sport is about.
Always. And we are going to get a lot of hate for what we're saying now, but we've got to call it straight, because anybody that's going to give us this abuse that we're probably going to get, you would be saying it about other clubs if they were doing it.
And like I've said about Wigan fans, it was only made worse by Wigan fans who leave before the end and the team's winning the trophy.
Yep.
What's all that about? I mean, I've never got that. There was a few years ago when we were at the grand final, before we started doing it with Super League Raw and doing the buses and stuff, and me and I think it was me, Greg and Steph were at the tram station 4 in a row, and Saints fans beat us to the tram station. We left 5 minutes before the end. We were neutrals at the end of the day. We decided to get a bit of a flyer, get back in Manchester City Centre. And there was honestly, there were hundreds of Saints fans like, what are you doing here? And it was just like, what? I just didn't get it. I don't get it. I've never understood how supporters who have watched the team throughout a Challenge Cup or throughout a league season, and then when the silverware's being passed out, they don't stay and watch the team pick the trophy up. Just beggars belief for me.
But I would like to just change something quite positive, David. I was really pleased for Jack Ferriman yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think he deserved every little bit of plaudit that he got. Yeah. And to get the Lance Todd, I think, just tops off the season that he's had. He's helped getting Wigan to where they've been. You said it just before we went live. That's the best performance by far that Wigan's had this season.
Yeah, easy.
And if they can kick on from that, they don't have to worry about not being in the top 6 now.
My only concern for Wigan is injuries. I mean, I do think that as we saw when Smith was out, all right, I do think that they're only away Wigan from having real problems. I don't think the squad depth is as good as we've seen in years gone by, and we've talked about that before in terms of salary cap pressures and things like that. But there's no arguing that when Wigan have got that starting 20 to pick from, they're a force, and they proved that beyond any reasonable doubt yesterday. All in all, though, great occasion, loved it. Challenge Cup final, always a privilege to be down in Wembley to go and watch it. Some great company yesterday as well, both Robin and Wigan fans combined. I like to say the camaraderie in our section between those supporters was super.
It was really, really good to see, and the beauty of being part of this wonderful community is you get to go to Club Wembley. It's pretty much hospitality at a cheapest price you're going to get. We were talking this morning to some fan who
paid
were
70 quid.
70 quid to be in the lower seat with less leg room and not very much comfort. His jaw was on the floor.
Yeah, you got to be a recovery member for that.
Yeah.
I need a card here, mate. I need a card. We're just at the toll, ladies and gentlemen. Just at the toll. Carry on.
So I think we're going to get a few more members just based off that alone.
I would say so.
And if you want to know what they are, get in touch and you'll soon find out how much the tickets are.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Get in touch. You'd be more than welcome. There you go. Off you go, Joel. Right. Happy days. So there you go. So anyway, the road trip, we hope you enjoyed it. It's been good fun bringing you these videos throughout the weekend. Hopefully you saw the absolute... Yeah, we had a good time at Club Wembley as well, getting all the different members chatting about the game. I don't think any of us saw a scoreline like that coming. Of course, Wigan now have got the trip over to Paris. Talk about backing up. That's going to be interesting. Off to Paris next week to play Catalan.
Do we have any figures on how many are going over there?
No, I don't. To be honest with you, and like I say, there's been a lot of talk about the attendance yesterday. That impacted it. There's no doubt. The fact that Wigan are off to Paris next week. Some people have made the either or. They decided a weekend in Paris is something they can't pass up, and maybe saved a little bit of money on the Challenge Cup potentially.
If anyone knows in the chat, please put it in there. If you know how many are going so far.
I'll expect it'll be well attended.
Yeah.
I would have thought it will be, and like I say, it's another nice thing for the league to promote in that respect. But yeah, back to Super League now. And look, I think, like I say, Wigan have just showed, without injuries, they're going to be a force. KR will bounce back. Be interested to see. I've not heard anything from Willie Peters.
No,
there's been no videos of any interviews with Willie Peters at full time, and be very interested to hear what he's got to say. Maybe in the pre-match press conference for the Wakey. I mean, there's no doubt pre-match press conference for the Wakey game. He'll be asked about the Challenge Cup final. It'll be interesting to see what Willie says. And like I say, Willie's been exceptional for the game of rugby league in this country and for Hull KR. But for me, Mikey stayed on. Wow, don't know. I don't know. But yeah, back to the drawing board a little bit for KR. They will, like I say, I've got no doubt they'll bounce back. Wigan, congratulations to them. Another Challenge Cup for another season for them. At least they've got hands on silverware. Do I fancy Wigan for the grand? I don't see Wigan winning the grand final this year. That's just my personal opinion for what it's worth. I don't know who I see winning it. I think Leeds will have a say.
They will.
They'll have a say.
They're going to be the runners, aren't they, for one of the spots, I think.
Yeah, I think they'll have a say.
They've just got the squad, they've got the backup, they've got the depth.
Yeah, I think they'll have a say. But anyway, as always, let's quickly run you through what you've got to look forward to this week before we depart. So tonight, the Final Hooter boys will be unwrapping the Challenge Cup final. That'll be available for you for your trip to work tomorrow morning from 6 a.m. on Spotify and Apple. Then it's the turn of the ladies, Super League Raw Ladies Tackle Talk. They will be getting together on Monday night, and that podcast will be available for you Tuesday morning for your trip into work. Then it's the turn of ourselves for Super League Raw Weekly. That, of course, 8 p.m. this Tuesday night. That'll be available as a podcast from Wednesday morning. And, of course, because we're back to Super League, the Captain's Run will, of course, return this Thursday. So that'll be recorded and that'll be out there for you as well. All the analytics going into round 13. Dear me, where's the season going? Round 13, we'll be getting into all the detail around round 13 for that. So plenty of good stuff coming your way from Super League Raw, as always. Like Joel said, next up is the Magic Weekend, Village Street. There is currently a competition, full weekend access, Village Street with Super League Raw. Your opportunity to enter that prize draw is on our website, superleagueraw.com. Fantastic facility again, private bar. It's going to be padded seats on halfway line the full weekend. Your chance to win 2 tickets for only a £5. All money gets redonated back into Grassroots Rugby League. So if you've not heard about that competition, get yourself over to superleagueraw.com, and all the details you need on becoming a member are there as well for the price of a latte a month. Let me tell you, if you utilise all the offers that we put together for you, you get your money back tenfold. Just ask those boys this morning at the breakfast bar who we spoke to about our tickets versus theirs for the Challenge Cup final. Anyway, from us in the car, thanks very much indeed for watching this road trip. We hope you've enjoyed it. And we'll probably get to do it all again next year. For me, bye.